Mobility training for dancers. What is it? Why is it important? And how does it work? The dancer is an athlete that uses movement as a language, as an expression, a mode of creating art. Athletes need unique and specific ways to train in order to sustain the repetitive, physically demanding, specialized motor control, and expansive quantity of movement options needed. For many years, most, if not all, sports have cross-trained in order to facilitate better performance and prevent and recover from injuries, while the dance world has been somewhat left behind. Enter the functional range conditioning system. This system was developed using scientific methods and research to acquire, improve, and maintain joint mobility, joint stability, and joint control. Designed by musculoskeletal expert Dr. Andrea Spina, its systematic progressions convince the brain to release its protective stronghold on tissues at the cellular level. In turn, this allows for increased ranges while simultaneously teaching the nervous system how to control these newly acquired ranges. With a specialized joint strength training program that closes the gap between the passive ranges in the body, flexibility, to become active and usable ranges, or mobility, dancers will have more problem-solving movement strategies and improved performance. The invaluable insight, techniques, and ability to self-assess and move proficiently addresses the ranges and stress of every joint in the body. This allows dancers to look forward to dancing longer, pain-free, with improved ranges, better choreographic availability, and with minimal or less severe and long-standing injuries. There are several goals that should be achieved with mobility training for dancers. The first is to learn ways to prepare the joints daily and assess the body with controlled articular rotations, or CARs. The joints are the first tissues in the body to sense movement due to the high number of nerves located there. So it's important to feed them lots of rotation, teach them joint independence, and assess their capacities. This also keeps the joints healthy by bringing blood flow to the area, stimulating the muscles and nerve cells, working the joint capsule in order to have better force absorption and the ability to recover. Next, we improve joint articular ranges for optimal function and to tolerate loads, stress, and repetitive demands. This includes pain-free, full articular rotations with neurological control and kinesthetic awareness. This is especially important in order to address and/or prevent some common overuse injuries from poor joint and movement patterns such as hip snapping, hip impingement and tears, foot and ankle sprains, tendinitis and stress fractures, knee pain and tendinitis, and spine stress fractures and strains, just to name a few. If an increase in joint ranges is needed, they are created using a progressive system that develops usable flexibility that has control and strength. This progressive technique overrides the stretch reflexes, produces permanent tissue changes without joint shearing or inflammation, and alters the way the central nervous system controls the stretched tissue. Next, we provide movement variability to not only be able to draw from for choreography, but as well to prepare the body for unexpected ranges from unintentional moves, sometimes resulting in injury. This usually means working in ranges not addressed in class settings or are typically avoided because they are not ideal ranges to move from, but where most injuries occur. Last, we strengthen the end ranges, one of the most important tools for a dancer, especially utilizing eccentric training for better force absorption and production. This helps safeguard lengthened muscles with neurological control and the ability to stabilize at longer lengths. Repeating the same poor patterns class after class will not produce any tissue adaptations nor improve ranges, capacities, or overall movement quality, despite the amount of corrections made. taking time to step out of faulty movement patterns to relearn, re-educate, and establish better communication from brain to body and back again consistently may be the difference between sustainability and the progression of the athlete inside the artist. Since the FRC system is designed to make adaptive and progressive tissue changes safely and with control, the invaluable insight techniques and ability to assess can also be used during injury rehabilitation. Retraining neuromuscular patterns will not only mitigate the occurrence of re-injury in the area and/or compensations, but can address problem joint capacities that may have led to the injury and lay down higher quality tissue. Every dancer always wants more, always desiring and demanding more of something in their body to move better, but also to have less injuries and time away from dancing. Here's a system that gives both.